My child, my beloved, do not turn away now. Archangel Michael stands before you with a presence that feels like thunder wrapped in mercy, strong enough to shake what is hidden and gentle enough to reach the deepest places of your soul. Heaven will not allow you to stay unaware any longer. This moment was not stumbled into. Every second, every breath, every unseen alignment brought you here deliberately. This is not chance. This is divine timing, and the truth has been waiting for you. Feel what is happening inside your chest right now. That sudden awareness, that weight, that alertness is not fear. It is recognition. Heaven is calling your spirit to attention. You are not just hearing words, you are being summoned. Today, the veil lifts. What was blurred becomes clear. What was hidden steps into the light. Heaven does not repeat warnings without reason, and this one carries urgency. You may believe you know yourself, but heaven sees more. There has been something in your life operating behind shadows. Last night, while you were unaware, movement took place in the spiritual realm. A truth surfaced. A mask shifted. God will not allow you to remain blind to it any longer. Archangel Michael says this is urgent, because clarity is rising even now. A memory, a name, a presence you have questioned before is surfacing again. You were never wrong for sensing it. The pain you carried quietly was not wasted. The sleepless nights, the moments you questioned your own intuition, the tears no one saw, every one of them was counted. Tonight, that sorrow is not being dismissed, it is being transformed into understanding. Revelation always comes with weight, but heaven says you are ready to carry it now. This is not imagination and it is not coincidence. Heaven broke into your life while the world slept. A tremor passed through your spirit and you felt it without knowing why. It was not anxiety. It was a signal. A divine nudge meant to wake you before delay became damage. Archangel Michael has been sent as a messenger to pull you out of confusion and into clarity. For too long, distraction tried to silence what your soul already knew. Doubt tried to make you question your instincts. But tonight, blindness ends. Someone close to you has not been as they appeared. Restlessness, heavy dreams, sudden emotional shifts, these were not random. Your spirit sensed what your mind was not yet ready to name. But hear this clearly: the trap set for you will not hold. What was hidden will be exposed. What was woven in secret will unravel in the light. That pulse you feel right now is truth landing. It is your spirit aligning with revelation. Angels are moving, clearing, and protecting around you even now. You did not find this message, it found you. Heaven marked you for clarity, not confusion. Archangel Michael says you asked for answers, and you will not leave empty-handed. Ask yourself why resistance tried to keep you from this moment. Why interruptions, delays, and distractions rose just as you were getting closer to understanding. The enemy fears awareness. When your eyes open, power shifts. God is never late. He is precise. Heaven's timing has your name written on it today. This moment will not repeat itself in the same way. If you ignore it, confusion lingers. But if you receive it, vision sharpens. The truth may feel heavy at first, but heaven says you are strong enough now. The recognition is already forming. You know who this is about. The face, the energy, the memory. It is not new. It was hidden in plain sight. Do not be afraid of what is being revealed. You are not standing alone. The armies of heaven surround you. Every scheme formed against you is collapsing. Every word spoken to harm you is losing its power. What tried to trap you will be exposed by its own weight. Stay present. Stay receptive. Heaven is still speaking. Look back and notice the pattern. The repeated number. The dream that lingered. The feeling you could not shake. God has already proven that He speaks to you in ways the world cannot explain. This is continuation, not coincidence. Your awareness is being restored layer by layer. You are not losing anything of value. You are gaining clarity, protection, and strength. What leaves now makes room for what is aligned. What is revealed now saves you from greater harm later. Heaven always exposes with purpose. Remain still for a moment and let this truth settle. You are not confused anymore. You are becoming aware. What happens next will not be chaos, it will be direction. This revelation is the doorway to your next season, and your eyes are finally open enough to walk through it. If you wish to express your support further, you can stay connected and uplifted by following me on Instagram for more inspiring content. The moment you thought of someone just seconds before they appeared was not random. That was heaven leaving a mark on your timeline, a quiet signature that says you are being guided. Patterns like that do not belong to coincidence. They belong to alignment. And tonight, that alignment is pressing deeper, demanding that you no longer look away. Understand this clearly, beloved. Heaven will not stop until you see. The truth you have been afraid of is the same truth that will finally free you. Fear rises when truth approaches because fear knows its time is ending. But fear is a liar, and truth is stronger. God has declared that this moment matters. This is not a rehearsal. This is a turning point. Your spirit already recognizes what your mind has been avoiding. For months, maybe years, you felt something shift when certain words were spoken, when certain smiles felt cold, when loyalty seemed thin. You questioned yourself and wondered if you were imagining it. God says today that you were not imagining anything. What you sensed was discernment, not suspicion. You asked for truth, and heaven is answering you now. Truth carries weight, and it requires courage to face it, but you will not face it alone. Every angel assigned to you is present. The warmth you feel is not imagined. It is presence, reassurance, and protection meeting you where you are. Archangel Michael declares that concealment is ending. What was hidden will no longer remain hidden. Deception cannot survive exposure. Whispers formed in darkness lose their power when light arrives. And God Himself says that when the truth comes, it will shake you but not to break you. It will shake you free. Do not run from what is being revealed. Running delays healing. Staying allows transformation. Heaven is not tearing things away to harm you. Heaven is removing what would have harmed you later. Liberation often begins with discomfort, but it always ends in clarity. You wonder why this is happening now. Heaven answers plainly, because your season has changed. You were never meant to live unaware. Promises spoken over your life cannot be stolen any longer. Destiny has an appointed hour, and that hour has arrived. The trembling you feel is recognition, not fear. Something inside you knows this message belongs to you. This is not generic. This is personal. And because it is personal, resistance rises. Distraction appears. Fatigue tries to pull you away. That resistance is proof that truth is landing. Archangel Michael urges you to stay attentive. The next realization matters more than you know. Before this night passes, a sign will come, small, specific, and unmistakable to you. It may be a number, a call, a message, or a sudden knowing. When it happens, do not dismiss it. That sign is confirmation that heaven has already acted. Remember this as well: heaven does not only expose what stands against you. Heaven also reveals what is for you. There is someone aligned with your future, someone carrying light, healing, and steadiness. Their arrival has been delayed not by accident, but because false connections had to be removed first. When they appear, your spirit will recognize peace. Breathe and stay present. The fire you feel is not destruction. It is awakening. Chains that limited you are loosening. Webs of deception are breaking strand by strand. Even if you do not feel stronger yet, strength is rising in you. Archangel Michael says that once truth is known, the path changes. After this moment, choices will feel clearer. Interactions will feel different. The road ahead will no longer feel crowded with confusion. Awareness clears the way. Heaven instructs you not to bury what you are realizing. Hold it carefully. Remember it. Let it anchor you when waves rise again. Truth remembered becomes stability in storms. This moment was not reached by accident. Every delay, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer has been guiding you here. Even last night was not ordinary. While you rested, movement happened in the unseen. Doors shifted. Plans formed against you were already dismantled before you woke. What was plotted in silence has already been nullified. Heaven's court has ruled. But you need awareness so you can walk free instead of confused. Knowing the truth protects you from being pulled back into what no longer serves you. This is why urgency fills your chest. Not panic, but importance. What remains hidden will soon surface openly. Those who refuse to listen will be shaken by confusion. But you will not be, because you chose to listen now. Your eyes are opening. And once opened, they will not close again. You will see clearly. You will know firmly. You will walk steadily. This unveiling is already in motion, and heaven declares that you are ready to live with clarity, not shadows. That pressure you feel is heaven urging you not to turn away. This is not information passing by, it is a lifeline reaching for you. Remember the strange dream you had not long ago, the one that lingered even after you woke. You tried to explain it away, but it was not random. It was a preview. Heaven showed you a frame before revealing the full picture, and now the image is coming into focus. God says the tears you cried in secret did not fall to the ground unseen. They soaked the soil of your life and prepared it for release. The pain you endured did not end you, it prepared you. Tonight the seed breaks open. But to see it, you must stay present. Turning away now would only delay what is already rising. Archangel Michael declares that the hidden truth involves someone you trusted. Someone who learned to wear two faces and hoped the disguise would never slip. Heaven sees what people hide, and heaven will not leave you caught in a net of deception. Do not fear the unveiling. Yes, it may sting. Yes, it may surprise you. But hear this clearly: the wound of truth heals, while the poison of lies destroys. God heals what He reveals. Look back and count the signs you once brushed aside. The sudden silence that felt out of place. The unexplained distance that didn't match the words you were given. The patterns that repeated until your spirit grew uneasy. You ignored them because your heart was pure. God says that season of ignoring is over. Sight is being restored. Discernment is awakening in you tonight. Not everyone who stands against you is your enemy, and not everyone who stands beside you is your ally. Loud smiles can hide sharp intentions, and quiet hearts can carry your blessing. This is why revelation is urgent. Blindness would cost you peace, clarity will guard it. Archangel Michael proclaims that you are not abandoned. The armies of heaven are stationed around you now. What was meant to break you is becoming testimony. The trap set for you will fail, and the blessing assigned to you will no longer be delayed. A sign will follow this word. Watch carefully over the next days. It may be a message that arrives unexpectedly, a number that repeats with precision, a moment of clarity that lands without warning. When it happens, you will know it is a seal from heaven. Do not delay when the sign appears. Courage turns revelation into freedom. Lift your eyes now. You have walked too long with your head bowed by pain. Heaven lifts it for you. You are seen. You are chosen. You are marked for more. The battle has been intense, yet you are still standing, and that alone proves that heaven's hand has never left you. God says He is your shield, your light, your deliverer. Nothing formed against you will prosper, and nothing hidden will remain concealed. This is your unveiling. Step forward with confidence, because heaven is with you. Do not resist the trembling you feel. It is not weakness, it is awakening. Your soul remembers what your mind tried to quiet. The heavens are opening above you, and the fire of revelation is descending. Archangel Michael declares that the veil is gone and the silence is broken. Last night, the enemy misjudged the moment. They thought pressure would finish you. They believed whispers would bury you. They did not see the host stationed at your door or the word prepared for you before any plan was formed. You are not late. You are precisely on time. God says every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of confusion was recorded. Those moments became evidence, and tonight the verdict is being read. Freedom is being announced over your life. The one who played with your trust is losing ground. Their mask is slipping. Their plans are dissolving. But you must open your eyes fully to see it. Do not be afraid of the shaking. Shaking does not mean collapse, it means clearing space for what is real. That heaviness you felt recently was a signal. Heaven was preparing you for exposure that brings peace. This is not an ordinary day. It is a turning point. The fact that you are still here, still reading, still attentive, proves you were chosen to endure the unveiling. Many turn away when truth presses close. You stayed, and heaven meets endurance with clarity. Watch how truth unfolds. It may come through an unguarded word, a message never meant for you, or a dream so vivid it wakes you with certainty. However it arrives, your spirit will recognize it. God says when it comes, do not explain it away. Trust what you see. He does not open eyes to deceive. Hear this final assurance. The enemy resisted you not because you are weak, but because your destiny threatens darkness. Your light exposes what cannot survive exposure. Tonight, heaven places truth in your hands, and truth cannot be chained. Archangel Michael declares that you are not a victim and you are not forgotten. You are chosen, protected, and guided. Every plan raised against you is losing power. The hands that tried to harm you will be empty, and the path before you will be clear enough to walk without fear. The silence falling around those voices is not accidental. The mouths that cursed you are being quieted because heaven defends its own. Even now, something gentle but powerful is speaking inside you, saying, "Do not be afraid, I am with you." That warmth spreading through your chest is not imagination. It is presence confirming that you are not alone. Pause for a breath. Let your shoulders soften. Heaven has drawn near to steady you. Do not rush past this moment, because more truth is unfolding. What is being revealed is not only about those who stood against you. It is also preparation for the one who will stand with you. Heaven does not just expose the counterfeit, it protects the genuine. The one sent by God will not manipulate your emotions or test your trust. Their presence will feel clear, steady, and safe. But the false had to be removed first, because clarity and confusion cannot live in the same space. The unveiling hurts, but it heals at the same time. Tears may come, but sight comes with them. And once you truly see, you will not walk bent over anymore. You will walk upright, lighter, freer. Archangel Michael calls out that resisting truth keeps chains intact, but accepting truth breaks them instantly. This is not a small turning. Heaven has slowed everything else just to reach you here. Do not waste what has been positioned so carefully. Lift your head now, because your story is changing direction. The long night you endured is thinning. The first edge of dawn is already touching it. The truth you feared is the truth that frees you, and freedom always arrives with light. This is not the end of your story. This is the page where the tone shifts. Every word landing now carries weight because heaven is attentive. You were not overlooked during your pain. Every silent night, every unanswered question, every prayer spoken into emptiness was counted. Tonight the curtain is drawn back. Silence ends. Truth steps forward. It may cut for a moment, but it heals deeply. It may shock you, but it strengthens you. What you were afraid to know is exactly what will make you strong. Remember the doubt that tried to convince you that you were imagining things. That voice was not wisdom, it was distraction. Your spirit never rested because it already knew something was off. The restlessness was guidance, not weakness. Now that pull has reached its purpose. Awareness has arrived. Your eyes are opening. There is someone in your circle whose words felt smooth but whose intent carried control. Promises were spoken, yet actions quietly contradicted them. You sensed it but kept hoping you were wrong. Heaven says you were not wrong. And you do not need to be afraid to release what is false. Letting go of the counterfeit creates space for what is real. New wine cannot be poured into old containers. The breaking makes room for the pouring. This unveiling is not your collapse. It is your beginning. Even now, unseen hands are clearing ground ahead of you. Walls built on lies are being dismantled. Paths once hidden are becoming visible. Strength is being restored to your hand so you can carry what is next without dropping it. The fire around you is not meant to consume you. It is a shield. The storm you have been walking through is not here to destroy you but to carry you forward. Trust the guidance you feel nudging you toward steadier ground. Listen closely. That quiet assurance saying I am with you is not coming from fear. It is the Father's seal resting on this moment. In the days ahead, confirmations will begin to surface naturally. You will notice patterns repeating, alignments forming without effort, conversations echoing what you already sensed inside. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that you have not been forgotten. When you recognize them, do not shrink back. Let them move you forward with courage instead of hesitation. Heaven has already written your story differently than the one fear tried to sell you. You were told you were forgotten, unloved, overlooked. None of that was true. You are chosen, guarded, and carried toward more than you can see yet. Do not measure yourself by yesterday's mistakes. Those chains have already been broken. You are not defined by who hurt you or misunderstood you. You are defined by who formed you. Let the truth wash through you now. Feel the weight lifting from your chest. That heaviness leaving is not emotional imagination. It is release. The burden you carried for too long is being removed. This is what you prayed for, even when you did not have words for it. The betrayal you endured cannot stop your destiny. Words spoken against you cannot cancel what was promised over you. Schemes meant to delay you cannot rewrite heaven's decree. What is meant for you will reach you, no matter how many hands tried to block it. A way is opening where there was none. Doors are unlocking that no one can shut. You may still weep, but your tears are not wasted. They are seeds. They will grow into joy. You may still ache, but that ache is the sound of chains snapping loose. Do not despise the pain of transition. It is the sound of rising. Stand taller now, because the night is losing its hold. The horizon is already changing color. What felt endless is ending. What felt hidden is being revealed. And the path ahead, though new, is finally clear enough to walk without fear. But heaven refused to let that window close. What the enemy tried to seal in darkness was forced open by light. That is why you are here right now, still reading, still feeling that pull in your chest. This moment survived resistance because it was protected. Angels stood watch while you rested. Forces moved that you could not see, all to make sure your eyes would open at the right time. Do not underestimate what is happening inside you. This stirring is not emotional hype. It is alignment. Something that was fractured inside you is clicking back into place. Confusion is loosening its grip. Fear is losing authority. The clarity you begged for quietly is beginning to rise like morning light across your inner world. The Father says this unveiling is precise, not cruel. Nothing is being revealed to overwhelm you. Nothing is being exposed to shame you. Truth is coming forward because you are finally strong enough to carry it without breaking. There was a time when knowing would have crushed you. This is not that time. You have grown. You have endured. You have been reinforced by fire. Watch carefully how events begin to line up after this. You will notice conversations changing tone. People revealing themselves without trying. Situations resolving themselves without your interference. This is not coincidence. When truth enters a life, lies cannot maintain their structure. They collapse under their own weight. There will be a moment when you feel tempted to doubt what you see. Old habits of self-questioning may whisper, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm imagining this. Do not return to blindness out of comfort. What you are seeing now is not imagination. It is discernment awakening. Trust the calm clarity, not the panic of the past. Heaven is also preparing you for what comes after the exposure. Release is followed by rebuilding. Empty space will not remain empty. Where something false is removed, something genuine is already moving in. New support. New alignment. New peace. Not rushed, not chaotic, but steady and real. Michael declares that protection is active around you. Not passive. Active. Things that would normally derail you will miss their mark. Words meant to wound will lose their sting. Plans formed against you will dissolve before reaching completion. You are not imagining the sense of being shielded. That is exactly what is happening. Let your heart breathe again. You do not need to stay braced for impact anymore. Hypervigilance was survival, but it is not your future. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to trust again, wisely and slowly, but without fear ruling your decisions. Pay attention to your dreams in the coming days. They will carry clarity, not confusion. You may wake with insight rather than anxiety. Write down what stands out. Even fragments. Heaven often speaks in pieces that assemble over time. You will also feel a strange mixture of grief and relief. Grief for what you hoped something would be. Relief for finally knowing what it truly was. Both emotions are valid. Do not judge yourself for either. Healing often passes through both doors at once. The Father says your identity is being restored. Not rebuilt from scratch, but returned to its original design. Before the doubt. Before the manipulation. Before the erosion of trust. You are remembering who you were before you learned to shrink. Notice how your posture changes. Your voice steadies. Your thoughts slow down. Your reactions become cleaner, less reactive. That is not coincidence. That is authority returning to where it belongs. You may soon be faced with a choice to speak or to stay silent. There is no single rule here. Wisdom will guide you. Sometimes silence protects. Sometimes truth spoken calmly sets boundaries that silence never could. You will know which is required because peace will accompany the right choice. Do not chase confrontation. Vindication does not require your effort. Truth has momentum on its own. What needs to be known will surface without you forcing it. Your role is not to prove, but to stand. Heaven says restoration is not rushed. You do not need to have everything figured out tomorrow. This is a process, not a performance. Each step will be revealed when you are ready to take it. You are not late. That lie dissolves here. Timing has been exact, even when it felt cruel. What arrives next will confirm that delay was not denial, but protection. Michael speaks again with steadiness, not thunder. You are safe now. The fog has lifted enough for you to walk without stumbling. You do not need to see the entire road. Just the next step. Light always expands once you move. Let this truth anchor itself deep inside you. When the mind tries to pull you back into doubt, return to this knowing. You were not imagining. You were not weak. You were perceiving before you had permission to trust yourself. The Father's final word in this moment is simple. You are held. You are guided. You are not alone in what comes next. What is unfolding will not destroy you. It will define you. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay open. The night has passed its turning point. Morning has already begun. Where their reach ends and your authority begins. The moment you step fully into truth, their influence collapses. Not because you fought, but because light exposes what darkness depends on. You are not escaping quietly anymore. You are exiting with clarity, and clarity is power. Feel this shift carefully. Your chest feels lighter not because the battle is over, but because the burden has changed hands. What you carried alone has been lifted. Heaven never intended you to hold it forever. This is the release you prayed for when words failed you. God says, I am restoring your inner sight. You will no longer second-guess what your spirit discerns. The confusion that made you doubt yourself is dissolving. From this point forward, your discernment will be sharper, calmer, and steady. You will recognize truth without panic, lies without obsession, and people without illusions. Archangel Michael says, stand firm now. Not in fear, not in anger, but in grounded awareness. You do not need to confront everyone. You do not need to explain yourself to those who chose deception. Silence backed by truth carries more weight than 1,000 arguments. Notice how your memory is reorganizing itself. Moments from the past are clicking into place. Things that once felt off now make sense. That is not regret surfacing, that is wisdom arriving. You are not being pulled backward, you are being shown why you survived. There will be a brief moment of grief. Grief for the version of reality you hoped was real. Let it pass through without resistance. Grief here is not loss, it is closure. When it passes, you will feel steadier than you have in years. God says, I am not leaving you exposed. Revelation is always followed by covering. You will not be left vulnerable. You will be supported, protected, and repositioned. What is removed will be replaced with something truer, stronger, and aligned with who you are becoming. Archangel Michael declares, your environment is shifting. Conversations will change. Access will change. Certain people will drift without conflict. Others will step closer with sincerity. This is not isolation. This is alignment correcting itself. Pay attention to your body. Your sleep will change. Your breath will deepen. The constant edge of alertness will soften. These are signs that your nervous system is realizing the threat is gone. Safety is returning to places that have been guarded too long. You will soon be tested not by temptation, but by truth. An opportunity may arise to return to what is familiar but unhealthy. Do not confuse familiarity with safety. What is familiar kept you small. What is coming will feel quieter, but stronger. God says, I am teaching you peace that does not require proof. You do not need validation from those who misunderstood you. You do not need closure from those who avoided accountability. Closure is already happening internally, and that is the kind that lasts. Archangel Michael says, your voice will return. Not loud, not reactive, but clear. When you speak from this place, people will listen differently. You will notice it immediately. Authority does not announce itself. It is recognized. You are entering a season where your intuition and your logic finally agree. No more inner wars. No more silencing one side to survive the other. This harmony is the foundation for your next chapter. God says, what tried to trap you has trained you. You learned boundaries. You learned timing. You learned when to speak and when to wait. These lessons were not accidental. They are tools you will use to protect what is coming. Expect a clean break emotionally. The pull you felt toward what hurt you will weaken. You will look back and feel distance instead of ache. That distance is healing completing its work. Archangel Michael declares, your future is not fragile. Do not walk as if one wrong step will undo everything. What is built now is reinforced. Heaven does not build on unstable ground, and you are no longer unstable. God says, I trust you with clarity now. That trust was earned through endurance. You did not harden. You did not become cruel. You did not lose your capacity for compassion. That is why this revelation did not come sooner. Now it can. There will be a moment soon when you realize you are no longer waiting. You are moving. Quietly, steadily, without announcement. That movement will feel natural, not forced. That is how you will know it is right. Archangel Michael says, lift your gaze. Not to the past, not to those who doubted you, but to what is forming ahead. You are not rebuilding from ruins. You are stepping onto ground that has already been prepared. Let this truth settle fully. You were not naive. You were generous. You were not weak. You were patient. And patience did not fail you, it carried you to this exact moment of sight. God says, I am proud of you. Not for surviving alone, but for staying open when it would have been easier to close. That openness is why freedom found you. The unveiling is complete enough for you to walk forward now. More clarity will come, but you have what you need. You are no longer in danger of being misled in the same way again. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Move calmly. The chapter that begins now will not require you to bleed to prove your worth. You have already proven it by enduring. Archangel Michael declares, you are released. Released from confusion. Released from false responsibility. Released from carrying what was never yours. And heaven seals this moment with peace, not loud, not dramatic, but unshakable. Nothing can stop it now. The moment heaven seals a decree, no shadow can rewrite it. What tried to delay you has reached its limit. What tried to confuse you has lost its grip. And what tried to silence you has been overruled. This calm settling into your spirit is not temporary relief. It is authority returning to you. Listen carefully to this shift. You are no longer standing at the edge of change. You are standing inside it. God says, I have stepped between you and what sought to harm you. That is why the fear is dissolving. That is why your breath feels deeper. Heaven is not rushing you now, heaven is stabilizing you. Archangel Michael declares, the threat has expired. What was formed in secrecy cannot survive exposure. What was fed by lies cannot live in truth. You are not waiting for something to happen, it has already happened in the unseen, and the effects are moving toward you now. Notice how your emotions are reorganizing. The panic that once rose quickly now fades faster. The doubt that once lingered now feels distant. This is not because you are ignoring reality, it is because you are finally seeing it clearly. Vision brings peace even when answers are still unfolding. God says, I am teaching you how to walk without fear. Fear kept you alert, but clarity will keep you steady. You will not need to monitor every word or replay every moment. Discernment will work quietly now, without exhausting you. There will be moments soon when you are tempted to revisit what has been exposed. Do not return to gather more pain. You have already seen enough. Closure is not found in confrontation, it is found in release. Heaven has handled what you could not. Archangel Michael says, keep your hands open. Open hands do not cling to what is leaving, and they are ready to receive what is arriving. What God is bringing next will require space, not tension. Expect a gentle but firm redirection. Plans may change. Conversations may pause. Some paths will simply stop appealing to you. This is not loss of motivation, it is alignment correcting itself. You are being guided away from what no longer fits. God says, I am restoring your sense of self. You will remember what you enjoy, what you value, what brings you life. These parts were not lost, they were buried under survival. Now they are resurfacing. There will be a confirmation that feels ordinary to others but precise to you. It may be a sentence spoken casually, a realization in quiet, or a door that closes without drama. When it happens, you will feel settled rather than shaken. That is how you will know it is from heaven. Archangel Michael declares, you are no longer vulnerable in the same way. The lesson has been learned. The pattern has been broken. What once trapped you will not repeat because you are no longer standing in the same position. God says, I trust you with peace now. Peace is not passivity, it is clarity without urgency. You will act when needed and rest when not. This balance is part of your healing. You may notice a desire to simplify. Fewer explanations. Fewer justifications. Fewer emotional negotiations. This is not withdrawal, it is maturity settling in. You are choosing truth over chaos. Archangel Michael says, your intuition will no longer shout. It will speak calmly, and you will listen the first time. This quiet confidence is the result of sight restored. Do not be surprised if people react differently to you. Some will sense the shift and respect it. Others may feel exposed by it. You do not need to adjust yourself to manage their response. Stand as you are. God says, I am placing you among the aware. You will recognize sincerity faster. You will step back sooner when something feels off. This is not suspicion, it is wisdom. There is relief coming to your body. Tension stored in your shoulders, jaw, and chest will ease. Sleep will deepen. This is your nervous system learning that the danger has passed. Archangel Michael declares, the chapter of confusion is closing. Not with noise, not with revenge, but with understanding. Understanding is stronger than closure because it cannot be taken from you. God says, I am preparing you for honest connection. The next season will not require you to guess or decode. What is meant for you will be clear, consistent, and calm. Hold this truth firmly. You did not lose time, you gained wisdom. You did not lose yourself, you found yourself. And what you found cannot be stolen again. Archangel Michael says, walk forward without looking back. Not because the past does not matter, but because it no longer controls direction. Heaven seals this moment quietly but permanently. You are not walking into uncertainty, you are walking into alignment. The clarity you carry now will guide every next step. Breathe. Stand. Move when ready. The way ahead is open, and you are no longer walking blind.